Okay, everybody, I want to show you a swipe, and I have done a couple of these. I'm just doing it for fun. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but half the joy of doing a swipe is watching the process, watching the sales develop. So I didn't want to show you a finished product when you haven't seen how to do it. I hope I don't get in the video because I have paint clothes on. I'm not a professional videographer. First thing I'm going to do is drop 2 drops of silicone into the paint. And stir these up. Stir them up really good. It's a lot of paint and a little silicone. I might add a 3rd drop since I do have quite a bit of paint in here. I have a good 6 ounces in each cup. I may use it all, I may not, but I've got the silicone in here and I got to stir it up really well. I may stir it one more time. Put the white in here. In the white, I've added about 1 ounce of water. These are ready mix paints. You put 8 ounces in there. Use a big one. These are ready mix paints, and the ready mix paints already have Floetrol type substance in them, so you don't have to add that to your paint. They're affordable Michaels Artist Loft ready mix paints, and I have a gold, an aqua, a dark blue, a red, and a yellow. I love the way the gold and the aqua mix with the blue to make a pretty green. So we'll see how that turns out. I did put a little bit of water into the white. It has to do with the specific gravity of the paints in making cells. Stir these all up good with the silicone in there. That's regular treadmill silicone that you would lubricate a treadmill with. Silicone, I should say. Silicone is a rock, but it's silicone. The plastic stuff, drippy. And I will get the paints mixed up well with the silicone in there, and hopefully I might just go ahead and take these. They've already been pretty well mixed. That one's super thin. I might have put too much water. I don't know. We'll see. That's my swiping medium, so it's supposed to be a little bit thinner. It's not dropping too bad. It should have a little bit of a mound on it. A little bit more paint in there. See if I can get it to mound up just a little bit. Yeah, that's good. That's good enough. Okay. Now these are good to go, and I hope you can see what we've got going on here. I have my beautiful Love Life silicone mat, and I love this because paint can dry on it, or epoxy, whatever you're using, and after it dries, it just peels right off. So it's easy cleanup. Okay, we've got this all mixed. And just lay those down here, and we will start the pour. And there's no base coat on here. Let's pour that one across, and then we'll go with that one. We'll go with dark blue This is the most satisfying process. Just put the colors on. And this is going to make some pretty orange color, I think. There's the gold again. Oops, I'm here. Okay. It doesn't matter if there's a few bubbles in paint because we're going to kind of shift it around a little bit. Oops. Now I used a bigger canvas than I did last time, so I was sure I was going to need more paint, but maybe, let's see. What I got? Gold, turquoise, dark blue, red, yellow, gold, turquoise, dark blue, red, yellow. Put this here, and then I'm going to put some, let's see, I'll put some more turquoise down here. Make sure. I'm going to do something kind of, I'm going to dribble some more gold in here, maybe a little bit here, and then let's see, I need some, what's after turquoise? The dark blue. Look at the dark blue up here. A little bit of dark blue over the edge. There we go. I don't know if you can hear me talk. Really, I don't have a microphone on my phone. But if you can hear the birds singing, that's pretty. Okay, now here we go with the top pour. This is the white. We're gonna pour it on really thick. Get my edges. It's super thin. I might do a few of those stripes of white through. Oops, that was a little much. But we'll see how that works. And when this white comes across, this is just pure white, just to give it a good thick top coat. And now we're going to, oops, I didn't realize that was going on, but I can clean that up right quick. Oh, okay. I have gotten some paint on my swipe laminate, but that will come off easy enough. And what I want to do here is take the laminate, and I added a couple of quarters to it. I taped them on because it wasn't quite heavy enough in the center for me, and I'm not meaning on the end that touches the paint, but on the end that I hold, there was no weight to kind of pull it in. Okay, this is going to go right to the edge. Wait till it gets a good grasp of the paint, and then very slowly, oops, it might be holding too tight. I may have to add some white up there. It is holding pretty tight. Oops, that didn't work. We'll pull this across here. Missed the spot over here. I'm not entirely happy with that, but I can take my nice little spatula here And smooth that. That takes care of that. And that looks good. And as you can see, the little cells are starting to form, and it kind of bubbles up through the paint, the colors do. It will really start to pop when I start to put the heat on it from the torch. So once it gets torched, the cells will really show up well. I don't have the camera way down on the canvas. I hope you can see the little dots that are starting to form. They will continue to grow, and it's looking good now. But what we're going to do is we're going to torch it, and the torching will bring it up, bring some more dots up. I don't want to over torch it. If I over torch it, it will have, because these dots continue to grow. Now you can really see them coming out. I do think we need a little bit of paint up here. Just a little squirt of white. It'll self-level, and if it doesn't, I can blow it out. Might go get me a, while you're watching those pop up, I'm gonna go get a straw and kind of blow out some of this. I'm just really loving how the dots are showing up in the, I don't want to over torch it. It's going to continue to grow. I'm not sure. I need to blow that out a little bit. That was just to get some of the paint over the edge. Of course, I stuck my elbow in it, which is no good. That'll be a weird sail. And I'm looking at it, trying to decide if I want to torch anymore. I'm not sure that I do, because those cells will continue to grow until it dries. And if I over torch it too much, it won't have the pretty webbing in between the cells. You can see the green has the orange, and the gold has some green and blue, and there's some red in the blue and some blue in the red. And half of me wants to get the torch and fill in the blank spots, and the other half of me wants to leave it alone and let it grow. And I think what I'm gonna do is just leave it alone and let it grow. But I am gonna take some paint here and just go down the edges a little bit with some paint, because there are quite a few edges that did not get covered on the sides. I want to make sure the canvas is completely covered. It won't be cells over here, but the canvas will be covered. And it's really interesting. It takes a while for it to dry, and like I say, the cells keep forming. the sails keep forming as it dries. There's some pretty sails over here in the paint on the table forming. But let's see. That has got this side pretty well covered. There's a little area here on the corner that's not well covered. I really like to keep the top white. That's interesting. And we have, let's see, I'm gonna wipe this off. It's still making cells and they're still spreading. So yeah, I definitely don't want to torch that anymore. I'm gonna put some of this white paint along the edge here with my little, it's actually a palette knife of sorts. Bring up some of that white paint and get the edge covered. That's good. That's good. Okay, so just smooth that. That's good. And then over here, oh, this is beautiful. There's not a lot to do over here. It drug the paint down quite well to make some interesting cells on the side. There's just a few little spots that didn't get covered. And I really like to, again, put mostly white at the top so it has a nice finish to it. It's going to run off the edge, but that's okay. That's good. There's some spots that didn't get well covered, but there's no spot where the canvas isn't covered. Everything went off the edge. Okay, now you see how the cells were formed on the canvas, and I think it's beautiful. I think it came out very pretty. And like I say, it will continue to grow. A couple of spots I might add some cells. Maybe here, maybe here. I don't want to get overzealous with the torch because then my beautiful white doesn't show through as it dries. I love how this green and gold is mixing up here. It's almost like a little peacock eye. A little bit there. Okay. Now I'm going to leave it alone and I'm going to let it dry, and I will come back and make another little video and show you what we've got. That's it. Thanks for watching.